This period also marked Crockett's first attempt to create a national promotion. Crockett and other wrestling companies needed this opportunity after the WWF buyout of the Toronto territory occurred. As well, after the WWF program The War to Settle the Score aired on MTV to high ratings. Together with Vern Gagne's American Wrestling Association, Championship Wrestling from Florida, and Memphis-based Jarrett Promotions, Jim Crockett Promotions created Pro Wrestling USA. However, the organization fell apart in January 1986. Jim Crockett bought out Ole Anderson's Championship Wrestling from Georgia on April 6, 1985, and was re-elected the NWA president. This was to help counter the WWF after it became America's dominant wrestling business in the wake of the first WrestleMania. Crockett then purchased both Saturday evening TBS time slots from Vince McMahon, thus making Crockett the outright owner of World Championship Wrestling. Crockett filled the time slot with 2 hours of original programming filmed in Ted Turner's Atlanta studios. The programming aired under the World Championship Wrestling banner, which had been adopted by GCW before its demise. As a result of the success World Championship Wrestling now had from acquiring the Saturday time slots, Crockett was able to establish the annual summer supercard, the Great American Bash. By 1987, Crockett was elected to a third term as NWA president and gained control of the St. Louis Wrestling Club, Heart of America Sports Attractions, Championship Wrestling from Florida, and Bill Watts Mid-South Sports. Despite Crockett having 6 consolidated territories under his banner and leading the NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions and the National Wrestling Alliance were 2 separate entities, and Crockett, like all NWA promoters before him and since, was simply licensing the NWA brand names. This despite the fact that during his reign, Crockett had an ironclad grip on the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. By this point, Jim Crockett Promotions' top contracted performer, Ric Flair, was locked in as champion, even though he was obligated to perform title defense matches in each territory against his own chosen challenger. Any title changes occurred between only other performers also under contract to Jim Crockett. Crockett's rapid expansion had significant financial consequences for the promotion. Jim Crockett Promotions expanded operations and by December had bought out upstart rival the UWF. Crockett even moved many of his administrative employees from the Charlotte base to Watts' former headquarters in Dallas. Jim Crockett Jr. and Dusty Rhodes personally manned the Dallas office, leaving David Crockett in charge of the Charlotte branch. Bob Geigel, former NWA president who bought back his promotion from